Good afternoon and welcome to McKellar Park. It's grand final day here in the national capital. We're at the home of Belconnen United Football Club, and as you can see behind us, the teams are getting ready for the Women's National Premier League grand final. It's Belconnen United versus Canberra Olympic. My name's Russ Gibbs. Ian Worthington is sat alongside me. Ian, grand final day is always a bit special, but I tell you what, it's a bit cold for a grand final day, isn't it?
It's a bit windy. It's dropped a bit over the last few days. We had massive amounts of rain last night, but I think it's done the surface really good.
I think what the people at home will be disappointed in, if Chloe can see us, is that we got matching shirts on, near enough, but we can't wear them because it's too cold, so we have to put the jackets on. First of all, I want to talk about the weather. It's blustery. Is that going to make a difference to anyone tonight in this afternoon's game?
Yeah, definitely. When that ball goes up in the air and it's in and around the centre-backs or trying to get balls in behind over the full-backs, then it will hold up a little bit and it swirls a bit. It's not particularly going one end to the other at the moment. It's swirling a bit.
It is, and it's always a bit swirly up where we are because it's open behind us. I was on the pitch earlier today for the games. You can see, we can see by the corner flags. You'll be able to see it. This one down the other end gives you an indication of how blustery it might be. Chloe will head down there with the camera now. You can see that flag bending behind you there, Ian. It does give an indication that it's going to be a tricky one for some of the players. That's not going to make much of a difference on a grand final. It shouldn't. Weather's good other than that. Sun's out. Bit cold, but perfect conditions.
Yeah, we always get that breeze that comes through the back of the stand here, but generally supporters will be well protected as the fans start to come in. You can see them coming through the turnstile over to the camera's left, and as well as that, the sun's shining on a beautiful surface.
And we've already seen two grand finals today. We saw the women's reserve grand final this morning. Belconnen United beating Canberra Olympic by 2-1. We just watched the men's under-23s grand final, Tigers FC 2, Canberra Croatia 1. I'll allow you to put your Tigers hat on for a moment. Congratulations to the boys in the under-23s.
Yeah, massive congratulations to the Tigers 23s and to the club. Massive efforts that have gone on to get us through this year's campaign, and beautifully finished off for the 23s to get that 2-1 win just a few minutes ago.
So let's set the scene for this one, and we can see to our left is Canberra Olympic as Chloe's pans across. Belconnen to our right. They've played 5 times already this season. Belconnen have won every single match. It started in the Charity Shield way back when, I think it was early April, 3-0 in that match. Then in round 1 it was 5-1 to Belconnen United. They then met in the Fed Cup semi-final. Olympic led 2-0, only to be thwarted by a couple of late Pearl team goals. Lisa Carey won it in extra time for the Blue Devils. In round 8 it was another 5-0 win for Belconnen United, and in round 16 we had a cracker at this venue. It finished 4-2, but Belconnen have won all 5. They're on the cusp of, well, almost like local football immortality. We were talking this morning with Scott Conlon, the Invincibles staying unbeaten. Where do you go from that? And I'm saying, well, it's almost like immortality, isn't it? Because you've won every single match you can play. They won the Charity Shield, they won all their Fed Cup games, 3 of them they had to do to win that. They've won 19 league matches, 1 finals game, 1 more here, and it's the perfect season.
It is. It's won them all, isn't it, if they come out with the win today. And congratulations to them on a fabulous season. You know, like you say, the word invincibles isn't used lightly, and you've got to be high achievers to be able to do that. And that's they've set their stall out from the very beginning of the season. They've then gone and won the league, which is excellent. I know that Scott Conlon then spoke to the players about the importance of actually then going through the final series, winning, and then we get to today and it's up to them to win again, so they complete a win in every single game this season, which is incredible.
Well, let's first of all chat about Belconnen United. I want to talk to you a little bit about them. We will move on to Canberra Olympic in a moment. First of all, I want to talk about the goalkeeping scenario. About 6 weeks ago, Matilda Laurel-Tai, brought over from Gungahlin United as the first choice goalkeeper, bust a finger in training, hasn't been able to come back. Claire Joseph has come in, played 5 games so far, done brilliantly, and here she is out here in a grand final when the goalkeepers, it's really important for them this afternoon. What do you make of Claire Joseph's form and her ability, and how important is she today?
Well, form is massively important when you're coming into a grand final series and getting them to the final, and she's been part of this amazing team that, you know, they've had one goalkeeper injured. Claire Joseph's come into great form, been solid, made a few great saves over the finals period as well. And you know, she's part of a fantastic team, isn't she? And she's just slotted in extremely nicely.
There has been a little bit of doubt over Bronte Pike over the last week. We saw her here a couple of weeks ago, just before the goal. I don't know if you remember, she got injured. They wrapped her up in cotton wool. Had they not won last week, she wouldn't have been able to play. Sorry, the week before, she wouldn't have been able to play last week. She is going to start tonight, we're told, or this afternoon. Wonder how long she's got in her.
Adrenaline plays a huge part in games like this today. So, yeah, she looks a little bit taped up, and there will be precaution on that injury that she had. But Bronte Pike as the player and the girls that are around her are really going to try and get the best out of her and the best out of herself. And they'll have to drag her off today, Russ, to get her out of this game.
In midfield, they've got an amazing amount of quality. We've seen the Blue Devils' quality all year in midfield. Isabella Hindmarsh talking about Annika Corrie, who's been absolutely magnificent. Players all around. That is a key part of their team today, isn't it? And that's been a key part of the way they've won all these games.
Well, I only saw both Izzy Hindmarsh and Annika Corrie as soon as last night and spoke to the pair of them. They just bounce and buzz around all the time. They can't wait to play. We spoke with Annika Corrie before the game, didn't we? And she just loves playing football and just her enthusiasm and just the buzz that she puts around the place has been clear to see from day one.
And she told us she's not yet lost a game of football in Canberra. Obviously, she came down from Sydney in the summer to play your favourite game, futsal, and then signed for the Blue Devils. Hasn't lost a game, enjoying life in the team, which I've got in front of me at the moment. We'll go through it eventually. Talia Backhouse will play in front of those two, we're led to believe. Big presence she is as well.
Yeah, fantastic three, isn't it? And it, you know, with the stability they have behind it, it allows Izzy, Annika and Talia Backhouse to get on the ball and just be really creative. But it's the speed they move the ball through midfield that impresses me. And look, they're a bit predictable with their approach. They get the ball in midfield and try and get it into wide areas from there. Predictability, when you know exactly what you're doing and other teams can't defend it, isn't always a bad thing.
Up top, there's an absolute embarrassment of riches, isn't there? There's goals throughout the team. Pascal Hay, who's been in exceptional form since she joined in June. But the Golden Boot leader, Kieran Bobbin, in the team. Now, she's carrying a bit of a knock into this one as well. The same game a few weeks ago, just before the goal, she caught herself in a challenge. 26 goals she's managed to score this season, though, and well, she could be the game changer again today.
Well, amazing return from Kira Bobbin. We've seen her so many times this season, spoken so highly of her, how positive and how just dominant she can be in those final thirds, and there's no doubt she can finish. And all right, she's carrying a bit of an injury, but going into a grand final, so many players are probably carrying an odd knock here and there, but it doesn't become an excuse, and it doesn't even come into contention when you've just got to get through the next 90 or so minutes to win the game for your team.
Well, that's the champions. Let's move on to the contenders. Canberra Olympic, who won this competition, of course, last year. They've had the wood on Belconnen United in grand finals. The most interesting thing tactically from their point of view over the last few weeks has been the switch between Elise Jensen and Liana Alves. Liana Alves has been playing as a 6 quite a lot this year, as a fullback. Elise Jensen was the 6. Now they've switched and Jensen's gone to fullback and Alves has gone into that 6th position. And it's fair to say they've been absolutely brilliant, both of them, in those two roles.
Well, credit to Frank Asia, the coaching staff and the players for finding the best out of their players and just the willingness of the players to then go, you know, I trust you, I trust the coach, and to be able to adapt, to be able to play in different positions is a credit to the players. And Frank Case is getting the best out of both of them.
Speaking of getting the best out of players, over the last few weeks he's been getting the best out of Tiana Miro, a Canberra United A-League player who's been in exceptional form and scored some wonderful goals. She had to say last week, didn't she, to get her team here with a banging finish to make it 2-1. Lethal right foot as well she's got when she cuts in onto that right foot. She could have a big say today, Tiana Miro.
Yeah, she will. She does float. I know that it looks like she's going to play on the right as they set up to play, but they are fluid across that front end of the pitch, and Miro will come out onto the left, and if they let her drift inside, as we've seen on 2 occasions against Canberra, Croatia, one in the league, one in the final series only a couple of weeks ago, and she hits that ball with her right foot, which swings and out to the goalkeeper's left, and we've seen her do it twice, and don't be surprised if we see her do it again today.
Goals, goals, goals. That's what Belconnen are all about. Janet King, she's about stopping them. Now, she has been in good form in recent weeks. There was a little bit of a chat about whether she might have been at fault for the goal last week, not getting back on the line quick enough to palm that over the bar. But she is a goalkeeper of some repute. She has to have a good game today if Olympic are going to win, and particularly the defence as well. Have they got it in them to repel that Blue Devils attack?
Well, first of all, credit to Michaela Thornton for that strike. It couldn't have gone much more in the top corner, and even if Janet King thinks she's got that corner covered, she pretty much has, and like I say, it's gone right in the corner of the goal. Other than that, exceptional. Yet again was Janet King, and we're just delighted with how that she's played this season, and yeah, absolutely fabulous so far. Not only a handling, which is so sure, but also a distribution is great as well.
Teams are about to come out onto the field, Ian, so we're just going to continue this conversation over here a bit more. From your point of view, who's the key players this afternoon, and why is that?
Well, I look at the starting 11, so we've mentioned Miro, we've mentioned Annika Curry, we've mentioned the forward line for both teams. Coaches, massively important for the coaches. They've got their structure. I reckon there'll be some movement in Canberra Olympics. But it actually could be the goalkeepers. I'm going to go with that little defensive area again. You know, which back four or which back line can be the most solid, and who outperforms the other goalkeeper.
The impact subs. They always have a big impact. We're calling them impact players these days. We're calling them finishers these days because that's what they are. Both benches, which we'll go through very shortly, are pretty strong, aren't they?
Pearl Teen comes to mind every time. I'm amazed that she can't get in this team, because she'll get in every other team in Canberra. It shows the strength that Belconnen United have. But for Pearl Teen to come off the bench for Belconnen United, it's a big one. And then take your pick from 3 or 4 with Canberra Olympic.
Especially the return of Taya Aspland from Junior Matilda's duty. The coaching staff, before we get into the lineups, Frank Aisha, Scott Conlon, both of them have got bags of experience. Ian, both of them have been here before, both of them have won on the big occasion. Does that make a difference?
Yes, it does. Frank Aisha is one of the most decorated coaches, in fact the most decorated coach in men's and women's football in Canberra, so he has been in this position several times before. He will be drawing on that with the experience of always being by his side in Matthew Keisha, and you know, credit for that. But look at the other side of the bench with Scott Conlon and Ilya, that well, they've won all season, so why not continue winning today?
Well, if they do, they will create a record. They are undefeated in all matches this season. They've won 20 league games, 3 cup matches, and the Charity Shield. It's unprecedented in terms of recent years. Belconnen have been down this path before with women's teams before. Under Anthony Jagranitz, they've had amazing seasons. Canberra Olympic, well, they've won 5 in a row in this competition and lost just once in their last 9 fixtures. The players have been waiting patiently in the tunnel. Canberra Olympic in the black and blue, the Blue Devils in the light blue. Which colour will shine brightest come 6 o'clock, or perhaps a little later? This one has the potential to go the full distance. Let's have a look at the lineups then. Scott Conlon's Belconnen United, a 4-3-3 formation as it has been for most of the season. Claire Joseph starts in goal, as we mentioned in pre-game, for the 6th time this season in the absence of Matilda Lorotai. Bronte Pike, well, she's put through her injury travails last week, so she will start at right back. Steffi Legends, whose birthday was on Thursday. Happy birthday to Steffi. She starts at left back. Eilish McDonough partners Lauren Preston. In midfield, Annika Corrie and Isabella Hindmarsh, and Talia Backhouse in front of them. It's Isabella Hindmarsh's birthday today. She'll be looking for a happy birthday present. Up top, Pascal Lahaye, Alina Roberts and Kira Bobbin. On the bench, Lisa Carey, Pearl Teen, Madison Sawkins, Alex Martins and young Samantha Shea. Ian, great lineup, and a couple of birthdays, and they'll be hoping to celebrate a bit more. later on this afternoon.
Yeah, a solid lineup, a consistent lineup and a winning lineup. Belconnen United and, like I say, fantastic start in 11 and so much quality on the bench too.
Plenty of quality all around that side. Canberra Olympic 4-3-3 as well, with a slight different shape in the midfield, we might believe. Janet King continues in goal for the 104th time in the National Premier League. 4 in the back, Taylor Hampson on the right, Elise Jensen on the left, Corinne Denton partners Kat Perrich in that solid central defensive duo. Liana Alves will patrol in front. Jane Vanzino and Madison Keisha given room to manoeuvre. Up top, Tiana Miro, Tatum Marzi flank, Nicole Caleb on the bench. The return of Tara Aspelins, Madeline Whittle, Sienna Burney, Olivia Gurney and Ella Brown.
Yeah, it's going to come at him, I think. I think Frank's going to get his team to get Belconnen United very quickly and get a grip and get on top of the game, and really excited to watch Canberra Olympics approach in the first half.
Big day for the referees as well. A National Premier League Women's Grand Final debut for Bradley Farmer. Emily Downs and Sarin Teatrigal are the assistants. Cameron Wallace will patrol the 4th official area, which generally, Ian Worthington, is a nice easy gig, but on Grand Final day it won't be.
And we've sat up here before and seen people not be able to use that board properly. I was watching a documentary on Kitmen the other day, and they now look after the 4th officials board at Swindon Town.
They've got one each, haven't they?
They've got one each now, and they have to make sure it's 100% charged, and if it's not, that 4th official is in a whole heap of trouble.
I wonder if there will be some calming down of the benches required for Mr. Wallace as well at some stage today. Emotions, no doubt, will run high. Passions will as well. It is Grand Final day here in the national capital. There is a blue tinge all around us in the crowd, whereas Olympic and Belconnen fans take their places ready for kickoff, which by my clock is about 4 minutes away. We might be kicking off early, and that's unheard of.
I believe that the under-23s game kicked off a couple of minutes early as well before. We're well on it today. I mean, don't worry, there's a men's first grade game later on tonight that will definitely not kick off on time.
Those boys like to have a little extra warm-up, don't they? Little mind games being played.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's packed in here. I don't know whether you can see through the camera with us being on this side, but this main stand is pretty much full.
Yeah, not much room at all for everybody on this side. A few hardy souls out in the sunshine, in the blowing winds. Belconnen United already racked up a trophy this morning in the women's reserves. They were made to work for it, though, by Canberra Olympic. So, Ian, you love this time of day.
Oh, here it comes.
You know exactly what I'm going to ask you. Who's winning and why?
Yeah, well, you ask me this question every single week, and I told you yesterday in our little WhatsApp group that I'm not going to tell you, and then I actually did.
You did? You gave me a score and everything?
I did. I gave you a score, which one of the coaches of one of the teams who might be sat not far from us was not particularly satisfied with when I said that Belconnen will win 4-2.
Oh, look, you put your hat on the table and gone.
That doesn't happen very often
either. It doesn't at all. It's one of those days. Well, Canberra Olympic will want to make sure that that is not the case.
You know what? I get it wrong a lot as well, by the way, most of the time.
Don't we all? If it was easy, we'd all do it.
Good. So, as this is Grand Final day, Russ Gibbs, I need to ask you a question.
You can.
What score is it going to be?
4-4.
Of course.
Of course. And we go to extra time and penalties. You know this. Juventus and Borussia Dortmund did me a favour in a week in the Champions League with a 4-4 classic.
Juventus scored 2 in injury time to get a 4-4.
They did. They got the memo. Well, let's hope it's a good game either way. I'm sure it will be. Teams have finished first and third. The league table would suggest there is no way that Olympic can do this. They were 15 points behind. As we all know, though, this day is a different beast. And Canberra Olympic attacking the goal to our right in the first half. How important, Ian, is the first goal this afternoon, in your opinion?
Oh, that's a really good question. It certainly gets your momentum up, doesn't it? But how many times have we seen comebacks later on in games? So, yeah, it gives you that, step ahead and that momentum for a while. But I don't think either team are going to give up at 1-0.
Izzy Highmarsh pops that one forward. First chase for Alina Roberts. Tidied up by Corinne Denton, and Janet King can send it long. Eilish McDonough, part of that really solid back four. They've been in exceptional form all season. In the league, in the 19 games, they conceded 11. They conceded 1 in that qualification final win over Canberra, Croatia.
And that's been without one of the best defenders in the town as well, in Steinecker, whose brother will play in a grand final later on this evening. But she was immense last season, and they've been without her for several parts of this year.
I believe she's in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, right about now. If she's tuned in to watch, a shout out for Maddie Steinecker. And shout out for everyone around the world if you're watching. I understand someone is getting up at 2 a.m. in Michigan to watch this one this morning as well, Ian.
Yeah, it'll be about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock around Amsterdam, or it certainly is in the UK at the moment, in the morning. And Michigan's not even, they're way behind, aren't they?
Yeah,
about
2 a.m.
23 hours or something, so 22 hours then.
Well, if you are watching wherever you are around the world, hope you're going to enjoy this one. As is usually the case here at McKellar, all the action on the far side as Peric pushes that one away. I don't think this is going to be goalless. In the last 9 matches they have played, Belconnen have managed to score 46 times. They don't usually do 0-0s, do they? And they have conceded just 5 in the last 16 they've played. Quite phenomenal defensive record too. Banzino's ball. Hampson playing on the left. We thought she might be on the right, but Jensen's gone down that flank. Bronte Pike, heavily strapped left leg there, which you mentioned. You saw it in the warm-up while we were doing the pre-game.
Yeah, in the game before, as the boys were coming off the field, I saw that Bronte Pike was just in her warm-up gear really, and she'd been taped up quite heavily. You can see just down that left leg.
Teta Marzi, wearing the number 33 for Olympic, has been in extraordinarily good form over the last few weeks.
Oh, she was exceptional at Strider Park last week. She's looking extremely athletic and quick, and her acceleration against Canberra, Croatia was very, very good.
Been deployed on the left of the front three, allowing Nicole Caleb to go down the middle. They scored 2 in a minute last week to give them a foothold in the win over Canberra, Croatia. That ultimately proved to be enough. Won by 1 goal in the end. Alves forward. Legend steps in ahead. Backhouse can strike them. Decides to slide it through. Real chance for Lehay early. That's a wonderful tackle from Peric. Outstanding defensive work from the Canberra Olympic captain.
Yeah, we spoke after the game last week against Canberra, Croatia about, she does the stuff that some players really don't like to do and how aggressive she has to be, and it's a job to stop forwards. And what an example of brilliant defensive play at that stage from Kat Peric.
Had to time it perfectly and did so. First opening, though, for the Blue Devils. Took them about 4 minutes to craft that one. Snuffed out before it troubled Janet King.
But that leadership and that show of intent from the very beginning actually gives the confidence to the players in front of Kat Peric, and what a fantastic captain she is.
Might be 1 or 2 more of those needed before the afternoon's out. Vanzino. McDonough steps in ahead of Caleb and wants to lift one for Bobbin. Peric was there. Acacia got a touch, and there's the first involvement for Corrie. Early stages in grand finals are often quite nervy as teams settle down. Doesn't matter how good you are or how many you've played in. Here goes Bronte Pike. Doesn't look injured, does she? Slides Bobbin in. And again, the defensive work. This time, I think, was Elise Jensen coming across from fullback.
Yeah, she's come right across from right back, Elise Jensen there, and recognised the danger quickly and got across well, and happy to concede a corner and just defend those early stages of the game.
They're quite good from set pieces, especially when they've got Izzy Highmarsh over the dead ball, as she is now. Plenty of Blue Devil shirts have come up to meet this one. It swung into the danger area. Pike had a swing at it, didn't get there. Vanzino can pop it clear, but only as far as Lauren Preston, who's got acres of room to pick the pass.
Everybody back for Canberra Olympic on the set pieces, which is interesting.
A lot of sides do that, don't they? But I'm always a favour of leaving one up front to make it difficult for the defence, because generally they leave then 2 back to deal with it, sometimes 3. Where do you stand on that one? Or sit in this occasion?
Yeah, usually leave 1 up and usually mark zonally.
Come back to in a second. Corey finds Bobbin. Roberts looking to find LaHaye, flags up for offside.
And I worked for 2 or 3 years with Frank Keisha and was in charge of set pieces, which none of the players ever read, and Darren Bailey will vouch for that. So, but we did, I think at that stage, I did think we used to leave one up just at an angle and just stop the ball coming back forward again. But Frank and Matthew have obviously changed their strategy today.
Is that because your set pieces didn't work? Am I being harsh?
I think that's a terrible thing to say.
I'm asking you a question.
We won the treble that year.
They did. Maybe they did work.
We conceded a shed load of set pieces.
Vanzino to slide it through. Keisha turned her back on it, otherwise she might have been away. Legends tidies up. So that's enough on that subject.
Moving on, because I'll only get battered off the old Monero plays if I say otherwise anyway. So if Darren Bailey is watching today, then he'd only contradict that I was any good at him.
Well, that looked like a corner from here, but it's not been given. I was about to say the first corner of the afternoon for Canberra Olympic, but it's been waved away. It's difficult being a set-piece coach, isn't it? Got to find someone who can deliver the football for you, mate.
You're getting hammered by Troy Boots on the messages, by the way.
What for? Backhouse. You can tell me in a minute. Here comes LaHaye to stretch his legs and get away from Hampson. Might come into the middle, hit for Roberts. Great save. No! It snuck its way in. And Alina Roberts draws first blood. And it's taken 8 minutes. It was at King, but she couldn't keep it out. The power from Roberts. Her 7th of the campaign. Blue Devils ahead.
Great run down the right-hand side. Just a short cut back, and Roberts has come in from the left-hand side and gets that touch and just shoots it really at Janet King. And I think that was maybe what confused Janet King a bit. It's almost come into her body and she's tried to push it away and ended up pushing it into a near corner. It was quite obscure with what happened there with Janet King, but probably too close for her to stop anyway, really, properly.
Well, it probably should have been put away, but cleanly by Roberts from that range, but it squirmed its way off of King. It looked for all money from where we were sat that she made the save, but squirmed its way in the corner, and now she's in behind off Corey's pass. Alina Roberts bearing down on goal again, and scores another! 2 in no time from Alina Roberts. And Belconnen United are off and flying in the grand final. It's 2-0.
Well, that was a quick break, wasn't it? And Roberts has then just stayed in the middle. They put it in between the 2 centre-backs for Canberra Olympic, and it's a straight line run, and from there, well, it's guesswork from Janet King which way she's going to put it, and they've just ended up passing it straight to Janet King's left into the same corner where the goal only went about 30 seconds ago.
It's a dream start for the Light Blues, for the league champions. 2 goals to the good in the blink of an eye. And Belconnen United, well, already it's a mounted decline for their opponents. Simple, Ian, yet brutally effective.
Well, it's just caught them off guard, that second one, and they've moved the ball centrally very, very quickly, and Olympic just haven't got that compact shape to deal with that straight ball coming through.
Here goes Miro looking for an immediate reply. Vanzino, they need their big players to step up here. Canberra Olympic. Belconnen United do what they've done all season. Goals in clutches, one after the other. But even Scott Conlon probably wouldn't have dreamt of such a wonderful start to this final.
We spoke before the game about the midfield battle, and certainly how dominant Belconnen United have been with that midfield 3 this season, and they just got the ball back very, very quickly and won it back in midfield. It was just a straight ball for Alina Roberts to then to go and score her goal. But that's what Olympic are going to have to get to grips with first, I think, just not being overrun in midfield.
About 2.5 minutes ago, Canberra Olympic thought they should have had a corner, and now they're 2-0 behind. Such are the vagaries of football. Canberra Olympic had conceded just 2 goals in their last 4 games before that quick-fire brace. They might be shell-shocked at the moment. 4 games and 10 minutes between these two teams. The Blue Devils have scored 19 times now. Corrie, firm header, bobbing. Roberts looking lively.
What a start from Roberts.
In all competitions now, Ian, she's scored 10 goals this campaign. It's a good return for a young striker. And this is without the two either side of her, Ian, who in their last 7 matches, Kira Bobbin and Pascal Lahey have scored 17 goals between them. Rather ridiculously. Kira Bobbin's got 9, Pascal Lahey's got 8. 17 in the last 7 between those two, and neither of them got on the score sheet in the first 10 minutes here.
There'll always be a threat from those two in those wide areas.
Canberra Olympic do get their corner. To ironic applause to the left of us, where the Olympic fans are congregated. Tatum Marzi will go over to take it. I guess the good news in any final, and if you do concede too quickly, is that you've got a long time to get them back, haven't you?
Yeah, you certainly do. There's not long gone in the game. It's a bit of an uphill battle for them, but like you say, there's plenty of time to get back into this game yet, and here's the corner.
Dozen minutes gone. Marzi to swing it into the area. Dangerous looking one into amongst the crowd. It's come off Miro. Joseph is trying to force her way through the crowd to get there. It's been fired back in, but wide of the target by Tatum Marzi. So where to from here?
It's a good question. It's got Frank Casey certainly thinking just down to our left. He stood up and he just said something about making sure we just get on that first ball and just make that first pass, because they just need to settle in possession a little bit and stop giving the ball back to Belconnen, who are dominating through that centre of midfield at the moment.
Roberts loving life at the moment, Selena Roberts. Is one of the players, if you can say this, Ian, that goes under the radar somewhat at this football club when there's such a glut of talent around her, but very talented young footballer. Knows where the goal is. Her work rate's exceptional also. So 30 minutes gone. OPC NPL Women's Premier League Grand Final. If you've just tuned in, well, you've missed 2 goals. Selena Roberts in the 8th and 9th minutes. I'll forget someone to check, but there was barely 30-odd seconds between the two. And a magnificent ball from Annika Corrie for the second one as well. The weight on it was perfect.
He just split the two centre-backs that were, the distances weren't quite right, and Roberts has just played on the shoulder, and that's what's got her through on goal. And the thing is, she's quick, so once you get on the front foot going forward, it's difficult to get to grips with her without, giving a foul away.
There was a moment of alarm for Belconnen off that corner kick. It means that they can't rest on their laurels. Where they want to be right now. It only takes a moment. Vanzino looking to burst forward.
Yeah, that's good play from Vanzino, isn't it? It's a show of intent to get a team back in the game.
Lauren Preston brought the run to an end, and the ricochet does go Belconnen's way. It was a foul in the aftermath. Crowd continues to build. Men's Grand Final, 7 o'clock tonight. The Battle of the Big Cats. Tigers, Panthers. Myself and Steve Forshaw will be on about 6:40 to take you through all the build-up, just as we were for this one. Wonder if we'll get such an explosive start in that game. Roberts.
It'll be explosive.
Into Lahey.
I'm not sure if there'll be 2 goals in the first 10 minutes, but I tell you, it's going to be explosive.
Expecting 2 teams. I was speaking to Ali Effie on the pitch earlier today, Ian, and I said I'm expecting a really good final here because I think it's 2 teams that will come to win it rather than not to lose, if that makes sense to you.
Okay, that's his approach. That's his...
Well, that's what I said to him.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I'll see with both these sides, because I don't think these sides want to defend and try and hold the game and not lose it, rather than go out there and throw caution to the wind and try and win the football match.
Well, I challenge you to pose the same question to Will Akio and Daniel Barach, if they're going to sit back and just be content with this. So exactly right.
Yeah. And that's why
both
I think
of them are going to go and get it each back line, aren't they?
And that's why I think we're going to get that kind of game, aren't we? It's not in the nature of any of those players out there.
No.
Let's say later on tonight.
It's going to be exciting. I'm really looking forward to it.
Bobbins won that and found Roberts, who's dancing her way through. Jensen across. They'll settle for the corner kick here, and why not? That'll give the master technician Highmarsh a chance to stroll across and whip another one in.
Roberts' feet are quick, aren't they? Certainly in tight areas. She wiggles her way out of, around two defenders and can accelerate away.
Still a teenager. And has got 2 Grand Finals goals today. Hunting a hat-trick. Highmarsh to whip this into the near post. Really good-looking ball over the head of Backhouse, who made the run in. Bobbin will keep it in play, or might settle for a throw, and can't do either in the end.
You've got to question what more Izzy Highmarsh can do with her deliveries into that area. She's plonking it right onto the edge of the centre of the 6-yard box and just waiting for one of her teammates just to make contact, heading it or getting a touch forward.
Yeah, it's a devilish delivery, isn't it? Causes all sorts of consternation in the defensive ranks. One for Keisha to chase. Preston deals with it, finds McDonough. Forward for Legends. Caleb took the throw. Nicole Caleb started the game, Ian, with both thighs heavily bandaged. Seems to have dispensed in amongst the goals with those bandages.
Look, I'm not a medic and not a physio
or an electrician
or coach, but of any worth. But sometimes, and I was a player, being bandaged up too much actually applies too much pressure.
It does. It constricts
and you just want to get rid of them because you can't run properly.
Maybe that's the reason. They've already started to do this movement that they had against Canberra Croatia in that first 20 minutes, which was so good for them last week, Canberra Olympic, with the fluidity and the movement around. Maddie Keisha pushing up into the 9 position at some occasions. Here's Peric. It's going to come for Keisha via the boot of Caleb. Vanzino tries to roll the marker. Marzi did as well, but Turner managed to get it away and will win the free kick. But it is a big, big task from here, isn't it? I mean, 2-0 down to this team, who've now scored in 21 matches, or 20 and a bit, 125 goals. It's quite ridiculous. Peric. Marzi. Do you change your approach, Ian, if you're a coach, or do you go, well, it's such a blitzkrieg of a start that you just go out there and just still play the same way that you've been planning all week?
I'm overcautious. And that might be to my detriment at times, but I wouldn't be changing too much at this stage. 2 very quick goals and a very good start from Belconnen United, but structurally, and the stage we are in a game, I wouldn't be going gung-ho and taking risks right now when there's so long still to play.
If they are to win this Canberra Olympic, they need to do something that only one team's managed all year, and that's score 3 times. Canberra against Belconnen. Canberra Croatia managed it in round 3. We were there, weren't we? Up at Kaylene enclosed. Those 3 goals came in quick succession. Doesn't happen very long that Belconnen concede 3. Doesn't happen very often that Belconnen concede 2, let alone 3.
That was a game that you and I both did at Kaylene enclosed weeks and weeks ago now. You know, like you say, it was round 5 or something?
Round 3.
Round 3. Goodness me, this season's flown by. But
Marty begin to dance her way through, comes out for Keisha. Caleb on the flank. Forced her way through. Marzi to deliver. Miro's now the focal point of the attack. Preston away. But they defend so well in numbers, Belco. Bit of a first for you today, isn't it, in your first grand final at McKellar Park? Done a few at Deakin, haven't you?
Yeah, I think I've done the last 4 years of grand finals at Deakin, which has always been good up in the VIP lounge and then across the pitch from there. But yeah, I just loving being at McKellar Park for a grand final, and lovely atmosphere around us, and places buzzing, and yeah, a really nice place to commentate on some football.
Saw William Macchio earlier, and he's quite excited to get out there. He didn't even know this place existed because he's never been here.
Really?
Because, well, Belconnen United men's aren't in the Premier League, were they, this year? They were in the CPL. So he's buzzing to get out there and play in this boutique stadium.
Oh, he does like a crowd, William Macchio, and his little somersaults if he scores. It's
little. They were quite impressive last
probably
week.
Something you and I have never done ever. So,
I mean, I would attempt one, but there's no way I'll be getting up from it. You'd be taking me to the nearest hospital.
Oh, absolutely.
Marzu leaves it for Hampson. You can see William Macchio later on. If he's selected, of course, which I'm sure he probably will be.
Wouldn't have a clue.
Neither do I, because Ali Effie keeps his cards quite close to his chest. But I would be amazed if he's not playing.
And even when you do see the teams before, I was speaking to the manager of Monero before. I don't want to give too many details away, but I was speaking to him about how many times you rub a name out and a formation out in between receiving the team and the game starting.
I can tell you, Monero Panthers.
Several.
Monero Panthers. Paul McCaw gives me his team good 24, 36 hours before a game, and he never changes it.
Really?
Huh?
Okay. In fact, the man we're talking about, Mr. Weinart, is actually just walking to our left
his name
right now. Yeah. He must have heard his name being called out. Anyway.
Frank Case is the same. He gives me his team nice and in advance. Scotty Conlon didn't this week because he was had a couple of doubts over Bobbin and Pike. We all had our suspicions that they would both start, and they have to good effect so far. Here's Keisha, Hampson, nice touch. Caleb, Marzi, pass wasn't good enough. McDonough away. Now this break might be sprung. Roberts couldn't find Bobbin.
Just to cover Alex Weinhardt, he didn't disclose any information about the Monero team whatsoever, nor would I ask him, just to...
I'm sure he wouldn't. Just to make it clear, I haven't told you either, and I know what it is. It's Bobbin.
I actually told him you covered it up with today's programme.
I did, so you couldn't see it. It's all about confidentiality, and Bobbin. I believe the American president once called it plausible deniability.
Is that right?
Well, it was in Independence Day, the movie, but so I'm not sure whether that counts.
All of those words are not in my vocabulary, mate. I'm not even sure what
plausible deniability or Independence Day, the movie.
You said it again.
Have you not watched it?
I can't even say the sentence, never mind watch the movie.
High Marsh with the latest corner. You can see from that corner flag, it is blowing across the field, right behind where we're sitting. Great delivery that is into the penalty area. It might come here for Bobbin. Scooped away. Legend swings a boot at it to try and get it back in. Miro scoops it into the air. Backhouse down. It's come for LaHaye. Flag stays down. Super block Alves.
Good block from Alves.
Needed to be.
The ball just spun into LaHaye's path, didn't it? And nobody had picked her up on that second phase as it came back across.
25 minutes gone. Blue Devils 2, Olympic 0. In this OPC NPL Women's Grand Final.
Izzy Highmarsh has dropped that corner on the same spot on 3 occasions, one after another.
Corrie had a swing. Sends it back again, shanked by Denton, and Highmarsh will get the chance to drop it in there again. And in Talia Backhouse and Eilish McDonough, they do have players that can head a ball very well.
Yeah, they do, and they just need that contact. But what I was just going to say to you then is it's those second wins that Belconnen always seem to be picking up. So Canberra Olympic will clear it once and it's straight back from Belconnen into dangerous areas.
Well, here goes Hindmarsh again for about the 4th or 5th time already this afternoon from this near side. Once again, that's got good shape on it. Met by Roberts. Pike trying to keep it in. Marzi's there with her, and it will be a goal kick. Well, Olympic have scored 13 times in their last 5 games. Tiana Miro has 6 in her last 7. So if they can get her on the ball in danger areas, it might give them a route back into this contest. Here's Hampson. Here is Miro. Hindmarsh sticking tightly. Belconnen crowd appreciated that tracking from Izzy Hindmarsh. Bobbin couldn't quite flick it on. Jensen sends it up towards Caleb.
If it did sound extra loud from Izzy Hindmarsh compliments just a minute ago, her mum's sat about 10 metres to our right, so usually pretty vocal and enthusiastic with her support towards Izzy.
Which is fair enough. Legends. Comes off Denton. At the moment, Olympic can't really get hold of the ball. Backhouse. LaHaye. And here's Roberts. Snapshot first time. Gander very much up for Alina Roberts.
The connection from midfield into Alina Roberts is terrific. And Roberts is really smart when the ball's in and around her.
Now, you've been around Frank Keisha for quite some time. Just looking at his body language when he sat down there. He was sat down a moment. He's just got up to the top. Come back to this in a moment. It's a hit, a goal. Joseph. First real time for her to have something to do.
I think it was left foot from Maddie Keisha. It was a super strike. Looking to catch her off guard. Smart.
I was about to ask you about Frank Keisha. And I know he prides his team on keeping a bit of possession here, but they haven't been able to keep hold of the ball at all in the early stages. And that will frustrate him, won't it?
Yeah, that'll be the biggest frustration for him, that they've not had that good controlled possession as yet. Just see Maddie Keisha just dropping in a bit deeper into midfield, maybe to get on the ball more. And another, observing recent games of Olympic with yourself or just watching the games generally, I know it's a little bit different for Tiana Miro to drop into deeper areas rather than be in those attacking areas.
Backhouse should be easy for King.
But I think the game changed last weekend when Miro did drop into midfield. She almost became a 6, but would drift forward from there. And Canberra Croatia were not picking her up. And, of course, that's when she scored a spectacular goal by moving into a higher area, cutting in and finishing from there. So I just wonder whether Miro just being so far out on this left-hand side here, whether she's having the effect on the game that Canberra Olympic really need.
Passing, not yet crisp, not yet effective, not yet good enough for Canberra Olympic. And you need to be, if you're going to get something against this mighty Blue Devils side. Here goes Roberts. Hindmarsh. Bobbin. Overlapping run provided by Legends. And allowed to go a long way here. Only LaHaye in the middle. Bypassed Pascal LaHaye. Alves covered. Miro looking for Keisha. Pressure on Bronte Pike. Keisha again.
It's a free kick.
Yeah,
it's a free kick. She's pulled it back. It's a lovely turn from Maddie Keisha. She's felt the pressure. And she has actually turned the player. I think it was Bronte Pike.
Yeah, had a little grab at her, didn't she, as she went past her on the grounds, on the blind side of the officials. We had a good view of it from up here. Miro, too strong and direct for Pascal LaHaye. Half an hour gone. 2 goals in a minute from Alina Roberts is the difference. Great start to the contest. Goal kick is won easily by Pike. Corrie. Excuse me, both for Backhouse. Roberts. Almost through the legs of Denton. And Perich will be able to go back to King. If you wondered, if you're at home wondering why Kat Perich played that ball where she played it for Janet King, it's a golden rule, isn't it? You don't play a back pass at your own goal, Ian, in case the goalkeeper makes an error.
Well, there's two reasons.
Bobbin accelerating down that left flank. Challenge comes in.
Yeah, a little nibble there. Got to be careful.
Will be another corner from the other side. But yeah, go back to your point. 2 points for playing that ball there.
Yeah, well, one, if you're a left-footed goalkeeper, you want it down your left-hand side. But I know what you're alluding to. You don't want to pass it centrally because you've got the goal behind you. And if goalkeeper miscontrols it, it ends up in the back of your net.
You're told often to play it outside the frame of the goalposts. Now, this one might favour Izzy Highmarsh to whip this one into the wind.
It should hold up, yeah.
And send it in towards Pike. Might come for Roberts! Oh, it's off the post. Nearly a grand final hat-trick for Alina Roberts. Denied by the Woodwork. Backhouse can't strike from distance. Blocked by Denton. Canberra Olympic just about holding on at the moment. How much longer? Corrie's go. And King, spectacular plunge to her left. But Alina Roberts, the width of the post away from a treble.
She's tried to guide that, ain't she, with her right foot, and she just almost bent it and tried putting it in that same side netting where she's put her other two and had the success from already.
Those corners are causing all sorts, aren't they, from either side? Caleb looking for Marzi. Preston, just a burst of acceleration.
There's no better ball player from a set piece than Izzy Highmarsh in this town, in my opinion. She can just put it wherever she wants to every single time.
I think Ginger Oliver's up there with her.
Yeah, and her run-up as well. That's decent, isn't it? Enjoyed watching her set pieces here. Was it last weekend?
Yeah, again, just drops them on a dime, doesn't she?
Yeah. Fabulous young player.
Two real set-piece technicians. Here's Miro. Olympic have barely been in the game in an attacking threat. Jensen swapped flanks, and that's not a bad ball, but it'll roll away on this surface. So switch of fullbacks to follow the player as Belconnen switch wingers. Tactical?
Yeah, interesting plot. Oh, clearly. Yeah, definitely.
Pace of Jensen to nullify the pace of Bobbin is what we're looking at here, isn't it?
I think so. But the threat's mainly coming through the middle, actually. so it's the two centre-backs who've got to look after Roberts because, you know, the second goal came through there and there's been a couple of chances since.
Hampson. Alves helped it on. McDonough slides in. Another fantastic season from Eilish McDonough at centre-back. Racked up her 50th NPL game this year. Earlier in the campaign. Bronte Pike, as we mentioned last week, played a 100th. You mentioned the Steinackers. Noah Steinacker will play his 50th National Premier League game today, Ian, if he's selected later on, which we're suggesting he probably will be. I'd be surprised if he's not.
I'd be surprised if he wasn't, considering the season he's had.
Here goes LaHaye. Backtracking defenders. Pascal LaHaye loves these. That's a penalty, surely. Or is it just outside the box?
I'm suggesting it's just outside the box, yeah.
It was on the line, if anything. It was so close, the tackle. They might place this just outside the line. There wouldn't be much in it, would there? Brad Farmer was right on it. But when you've got Talia Backhouse, when you've got Izzy Highmarsh, this might be as good as a penalty. You could not get much closer to the edge of that box. Good refereeing for you, Ian.
Dare I say it, that was a good piece of refereeing.
Well, I think you can. So, Backhouse to Blast, Highmarsh to Kraft. Who will it be? King worried. The wall needs to do its job. Pivotal moment. 9 minutes to the break. High Marsh curls it round straight down the throat of King. Good pace, good power, lack direction.
Good handling from Janet King too.
McDonough. The Olympic fans surround us screaming for handball.
I think they're right. It's rolled down her arm, that.
Look, you praise the referee and 10 seconds later you're having another go.
Exactly. Yeah, I needed to find something very quickly where I didn't praise a referee, so I took my chance. I'm not even sure whether it was handball, but I just thought, I'll just go with the bad referee decision.
You don't want to ruin your reputation, do you?
Absolutely not. I felt ashamed of myself. I praised the referee just then. Feel better now. Feel cleansed. Not with Georgia Garridello though. She came and said hello to me before.
She was around. Yeah.
Always great. Top referee. Top referee. And
not on finals duty. She didn't do enough games this year. She's been too busy doing other games.
Yeah, she's jetting off all around age. I think she's in Thailand or something next week, doing something extra to enhance her career. It's fantastic.
So Owen Goldrick last week, he was off to Saudi Arabia for the Asian Champions League. Does a lot of travelling.
Yeah, he's done very well, hasn't he, Owen? Really, really pleased for him.
Started out here. It's a good throw, that. Now Marty had to look up. There was no one in the penalty area except Vanzino. And that's where it went to. Couldn't get a hold of it.
Solid from Lauren Preston, isn't it? Just stepping in when she needed to and took on the attack again. Great
ball from LaHaye. Roberts bobbing up ahead. Roberts goes for goal herself. And in the form she's in and in the confidence she's in, you can't blame her. Kira Bobbin might cast an eye over towards her.
Oh, I don't know why.
Because she's a 26 goal striker, my friend.
Yeah, and she wants to get the next goal, but Roberts is going, I'm on my hat-trick here, so I'll try and put another one in.
It's like Erling Haaland having a look at Marmouche or something, isn't it? Going, well, what are you doing?
You love the pair of them, don't you, as well?
Do you know what? I have no problem with Erling Haaland. I think he's a fantastic finisher, even though he does play for the blue half. Scored himself another couple in midweek, didn't he? Inevitably.
Yeah, as did Barcelona's superstar striker who once wore a red shirt.
Marcus Rashford, yeah. Became the second English player to score 2 goals against an English club in the Champions League for a foreign team. Behind Harry Kane, who had done it the night before for Bayern Munich against Chelsea.
Yeah,
there's a useless stat for you.
I was delving into the history books,
it was
thinking
the night before.
Gary Lineker, Mark Hughes type stuff.
24 hours earlier. Not as good as Elizabeth Turland, for those of you that follow the women's game. Norwegian striker for Manchester United. Got a hat-trick. 3-0 win over Brandbergen. Put Manchester United into the main draw of the Women's Champions League for the first time ever. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, that's great.
She's some finisher as well, Elizabeth Turland, if you get the chance to watch her. Goodness me, can score goals.
Well, maybe we will.
Maybe we will, yeah. Tate Marzi over this free kick. Canberra Olympic could do with an Elizabeth Turland right now.
That'd be interesting in January if we happen to see Manchester United or play against them.
That'd be good. Marzi to deliver. They could do with a moment here, Olympic. 5 minutes to the breaks. Whipped in towards the far post. Good delivery. Joseph Kane didn't get it. Comes for Miro. That's a great stop from the goalkeeper. Made herself big. Stuck an arm out. And keeps her team 2-0 up. Miro has it back.
Stop. She didn't go to ground, did she? She stayed up tall.
Miro's deliver. Perrett helps it on. Oh, Joseph less secure on that occasion. But yeah, threw herself in, made herself big and blocks it. Didn't get to the cross, but was alert to the rebound. Keisha, away by Preston. Backhouse, now Roberts. It's 2-on-1 over on that flank. LaHaye inside, just played just behind it. Hampson back. Canberra Olympic simply cannot afford to concede another before half-time. In an ideal world, if you're a Canberra Olympic fan, they're pulling one back, aren't they? In an ideal world, they're getting 2 in 5 minutes.
They've just had a bit more with the ball. That's good play from Marzi, just to secure it for a team. And they're just finding those little spells now of keeping possession.
Alves for Miro, tricky one.
Better though, better from Olympic. Last couple of minutes.
From a completely neutral perspective, and I'm going to put that out there, we don't really care who wins this, obviously, because we don't support either side. From a neutral perspective, the next goal needs to be an Olympic one, doesn't it? Because if Belconnen get it, you think this one's dead and buried.
Oh, it's going to be so difficult to break this back line down once or twice, and if it happens to them become 3 just to get a draw, then it's unlikely. Very, very unlikely to happen.
But Scott Conlon's team have given themselves this cushion by the way they started the game. Caleb. Keisha. Caleb. The bounce is awkward. Bronte Pike will send it away. It comes off Jensen, who might have got a call from Denton there. Ian, is that communication an issue for you? And if you don't do that in his defence? Because if Denton and Jensen had ducked under that, Denton would have had all the time in the world to get hold of it.
Yeah, and they start to play from there again, don't they?
Easy to see from up
here. You're suggesting that the communication was given from Denton. I didn't hear it.
No, I'm asking whether...
Don't mean to say it was,
but maybe the communication needs to be better.
Yeah, Denton gives an early call. It's coming up, around a neck. If she can just let that go, Denton covers in behind and they can get on the ball again. As it happens, well, it's a goal kick, but, potential for a corner.
Yeah, it just needs... There's little things, isn't it, for Canberra Olympic right about now? Can they see it off to half-time? Those 2 goals in next to no time for Alina Roberts. The difference.
It's a good... Oh, she's unfortunate. Good turn from Tater Marzi.
For all the trophies that they have hoovered up, Belconnen United, they have lost the last 3 grand finals, and all 3 of them to Canberra Olympic. They will feel there is a bit of redemption in the air. Haven't been able to quite get it over the line in this one. In fact, if you count the pre-COVID season, they've lost 4 grand finals in a row. And it's difficult to say it'd be a coming of age for them if they win it, because they've won plenty of other trophies. They won the Federation Cup by the bucketful in the meantime.
Yeah, but I'll spin that round into the Olympic corner, and Frank Keisha will be fully aware of that. And he'll try and use that to motivate and inspire his team for the second half.
Well, this time last year it was Olympic who were 2-0 victors in this competition. That's a good ball from Legends. Space for Pike. Can she pick out the right cross? Goes to the near post. Didn't quite wrap her foot around it. Not quite running as freely as she normally is, Bronte Pike. That heavily strapped left knee.
It was a lovely switch of play from Steffi Legends from the left to right to find that little pocket of space to play
She was another one, that we spoke to this morning and was very happy. Good challenge by Preston.
Yeah, it just seemed full of confidence, didn't they, both of them, and really enthusiastic. And
well, when you've lost a couple in a row, it's, I guess, you must think it's going to be our time at some stage. I mean, in Belconnen United's favour before that, they did win the 2 ones prior to that. So they're not known in winning grand finals. They have one in the NPL era, which started in 2013. They played in 11 and they've won 6. That shot should be no trouble for Joseph. Who's been fairly quiet in the first half as we enter stoppage time. Are we going to get the board? Are we not going to get a board?
I hope it's been charged.
No 4th official board to tell us how long that's left in the first half. That's disappointing, isn't it?
Is the board against the fence?
Or it is. I think they're not bothering to show it. Maybe they're not allowed. I don't know.
Well, why would they bring it out pitch side if they're not allowed?
For subs? I don't know. Bobbin.
Well, it's a good answer.
I don't know. Yeah, well, I can't give you an answer to that. Maybe it just looks pretty there. Van Zeno. Preston stretching now. Keisha might get on this. Big moment this. Maddie Keisha. McDonough with the challenge. Did she win the ball? Referee says yes. Matt Keisha is not happy.
No, and he's had a go at the fourth official there. He's having a chat to. McDonough's the wrong side of the player. I am not sure whether she's got any of the ball.
Vanzino will strike one at goal and Joseph Buyender it. Whistles in the mouth for Brad Farmer. There's no extra time on the board because we have 1 minute. Big moments right on half-time there. The challenge for Keisha by McDonough. We will check it out on the replay, maybe.
Yeah, and I think Frank Keisha is
asking
and
the
Maddie
question.
Keisha is also asking the question, and I don't think Matthew Keisha might let that lie either, by the way.
Yeah, they're not happy, are they?
He's waiting for the referee to come off here.
Decision was no foul, and that's where we're playing. But Ian, in the main, in the first half, you'd have to say Belconnen are deserving of their lead.
In the main, yeah. Just as the coaches are waiting for the referees to come down. I don't think she's won the ball. And I think Frank and Matthew Keisha have got to really ask a question there.
The referee says she had won the ball. And that's all that matters at the moment. Ian, 2 goals in the first half, 2 goals in no time from Alina Roberts. 8 and 9 minutes means that at the break, the Blue Devils have one hand on the quadruple. At half-time in the OPC NPL Women's Premier League Grand Final, it's Belconnen United 2, Canberra Olympic 0.
Hello.
Grand final at half-time, Belconnen United lead by 2-0. Canberra Olympic, Ian Worthington. They're out very early, weren't they? And they've made a change. Tara Asplant is coming on for Taylor Hampson. There will be a switch around, which we'll talk about in just a minute. But the fact they've come out very early means that probably they got a bit of a roasting.
I think they did. I think they just got a quick talking to and then told to get out and turn it around, because we were caught a bit off guard in commentary, and I was speaking with Troy Boots and you were off gallivanting, and next minute Olympic are on the pitch. So Frank Case has just sat down, he's said his bit, and they're all ready to go, and we reckon they were about 4 minutes early.
Speaking of gallivanting, you're doing a bit of gallivanting tomorrow, aren't you? What are you up to? Doing a bit of a walk for charity? Yeah,
we are. We've got a walk to fight brain cancer tomorrow around Lake Burley Griffin from about 8:30 a.m. in the morning, and several people around the town have posted about it, but we'll be there as a family, and trying to raise a bit of money and a bit of awareness for brain cancer.
Now, when I spoke to you about this in the week, you had zero idea of how many Ks you were going to walk tomorrow. Are you any the wiser?
Yeah, I think it's just a bridge to bridge, and you can walk it or run it, and it'll be
run it.
You can.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be walking it, and as my wife has given me the information since, and we're just meeting at one of the bridges, and 8:30 a.m. start.
Check out these signs down here as well. The Go Kira Bobbin signs. Kira Bobbin always popping, it says, on that one as well. Hasn't got a goal yet, usually does. Now then, the change, and I'll talk you through this because this is confusing if you don't know your tactics, which I know you do. So Tara Asplund's come on for right back Taylor Hampson. I understand Liana Alves will drop it into right back. Jane Van Zina will probably go into 6. Tiana Miro will then drop into the 10 role, which means alongside Madison Keisha playing with 2 10s, and Asplund will likely go out wide. So make of that what you will.
Well, we spoke earlier that Alves can play as a right or left back, didn't we? So that's the first thing that she's done particularly well in the centre of midfield in recent weeks, but she can play in one of those wide defensive areas. So that's the simple one for them. Miro, well, I'm so impressed with her when she drops into central midfield, what she's done in the last couple of games, that I reckon she'll go into there, which then is easy for Asplund then just to go and sit in one of the wide areas. And I say one of, it's because they will rotate across the front.
Well, that's your one half-time change that we can see, confirmed by Cam Wallace in front of us with the boards.
Which works. That answers the question from just before half-time, doesn't it?
But it didn't give us any indication of how long it was going to be. Maybe he just couldn't get it to work for the 1 minute that we had added on. So then, 45 minutes for Canberra Olympic to get themselves back into the contest. 45 minutes between Belconnen United and the quadruple of Charity Shields, League Championship, Federation Cup and Grand Final. Immediately, Alves in the 6 role under pressure from Backhouse. We'll send it away. First attacking throw of the second stanza for Steffi Legends. Quite a few of the Tigers FC team are below us, Ian, ready to go. We're getting ready to go anyway. Backhouse thought about hitting it. Might tee one up for Hindmarsh. Back for Pike.
Yeah, they've all arrived. They just couple of them earlier had a little look on the pitch, and but they're all getting together just down to the left of us.
Pike to send it into the middle. Bobbin almost got there. Good defensive work. Alves dropping in.
They're all here. We've not seen anybody from the Monero playing and stuff as yet, unless I'm
going to assume they're going to turn up.
More than likely.
Asplund was caught quite late there. And felt it as well. Reasonably high boots. Might have been one of those ones that, if you have a VAR, they'd have a look at that.
We've got a cameraman up here. Maybe he should be pitch side looking at VAR.
Get Michael, get Michael to VAR it.
I can. It's very kind of it to have the camera in our face. I don't think the viewers need to see your face too often.
They might have seen it before kickoff. But
That's
here we
enough.
are. Oh, that is plenty, mate. Honestly.
Look at that.
Zooming in. Asplin's picked herself up. She's okay over there at the moment, so she will carry on for Canberra Olympic.
You've not paid him to look at you for that length of time, have you? Well,
no, I haven't, fortunately. Was it Asplund or Vanzino who was down the middle? It was Asplund.
It was Tay Asplund, I think.
It was, yeah.
Well, that's a welcome to the game, isn't it?
Is that an 8 or a 6? Can't see. No, it was Vanzino, I think.
Vanzino's holding her right outside of her thigh, and I think it was Jane Vanzino. It was.
And she's
struggling with that now, yeah. It might have been a cork. Well, like you say, it was a late challenge, wasn't it?
Yeah. They look very similar, those two. Same colour boots.
Oh, I've said that at the start of the season. I got them mixed up last year, yeah.
Obviously, it happens all the time. Very difficult. Anyway, here we are at 2-0. Early stages of the second half. There's a lot of attacking talent on that bench, isn't there, for Canberra Olympic? Outside of Tara Asplund, who they've just put on, Maddie Whittle, Sienna Burney, Olivia Gurney, Ella Brown. They're all really attacking players.
It surely can't be long until we see Maddie Whittle. As we've said, Tiana Miro's playing more centrally.
Vanzino just played that forward and then clutched that right thigh again. Here she is, stretching into the challenge. Pascal Lahaye.
Her mobility's really suffered from that tackle.
When you wonder how it got on the thigh, maybe it was knee to thigh.
Oh, she
might be done here.
Yeah, she might be.
This wouldn't be good news for Canberra Olympic. She is a warrior. She'll try and run it off, of course.
I mean, it's impact, isn't it? And she's just, if it's a bit of a dead leg, then she is trying to run that off. But at the moment, her mobility is suffering.
Just a word on Tara Asplund, though. What a season she's had for being picked for her country. Playing that Asian tournament, winning it. Was in camp last week, which meant she couldn't play in the elimination, what's it called, preliminary final.
Yeah, she couldn't play in Canberra last week because she was with the junior Matildas, I think is what you're trying to say.
That's what I was trying to say, yeah, one of those things. It's been a long year, hasn't it?
It's been a very long season.
Alves pops it away.
Well, yeah, congratulations to her.
Turning away, finding Caleb. Asplund for the return. Pelic with a throw. Well, how's that not a free kick?
Yeah, it is a free kick. I was just observing the change in structure for Canberra Olympic.
I think that's what Ilya Mastouris is doing, stood next to you.
I think he is doing to our right. He definitely is. In fact, I reckon he's listening to every word I say and trying to take that to Scott Conlon.
He's sketching something.
He's going to get an invoice from me on Monday morning. I probably know what response I'll get from him as well.
Asplund challenging out on that far side.
But yeah, if you're wondering, they've gone with a +1 in midfield centrally, which is why Miro's in there now.
He's writing that down as well.
Yeah, he has. He's seen it already, of course. Nothing to do with our commentary.
Could have just tuned in at the start of the second half, would have heard all that.
I don't know why he didn't just stand up here with us at the beginning of the first.
Legends away.
First game of the season.
Vanzino finds Jensen. Marzi. Legends sticking with it. Marzi, twinkle toed. Comes off McDonough. Miro.
It's good play from Marzi. That just a cut inside, then just didn't manage to get a cross off, really.
Alves clipped one in the general direction of Asplund. Didn't quite work out for the substitutes.
The other interesting thing of note here is Kat Perich is over on the left-hand side now as well, almost doing a player-to-player marking job out there. And, of course, she started the game as a centre-back, and there's been a structure change there.
Yeah, Alves has gone into central defence, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Alongside Corinne Denton. Pedic switches to fullback. McDonough got a toe. Keisha to slide it through. The ball will free Lehay. First touch led her down. I mean, if you're a Canberra Olympic fan, you might want to shut your ears for the next couple of seconds, because in their last 3 MPLW matches at the end of this season, they've contested, the Blue Devils have scored twice in the last 7 games, which is ridiculous.
At the moment, though, it's Olympic who've started brightly. They started certainly trying to get at Belconnen United in the start of the second half, which, of course, they've got to do. They're 2-0 down. But they might get caught out here.
And Roberts is in for a hat-trick and bags it! Dream grand final for Alina Roberts. It's a triple triumph for her. And a grand final hat-trick to boot. And that might just be that. 8 minutes into the second half.
They were caught 5 high, Olympic, and I was just saying, you know, they've got to come out and they've got to get at them. And they've gone with that extra player in the forward area of midfield. But the problem is, when you do that, you are susceptible to leaving space in your back line, and it's that one forward pass again, and why not? Roberts can get onto the end of them, and once she gets into that position, it's another fantastic finish.
A day that dreams are made of for Alina Roberts. Once she got away from that back 4, there was only going to be one outcome. And she tucked it away. A player in the prime of form. And you wonder where it goes from here for Canberra Olympic, because the kitchen sink needs to come sooner rather than later, and they might get caught.
I wonder if Alyssa DeCampley is watching this game over in America, and you know, a player who would have taken those chances multiple times as well, and a brilliant career that she had at Belconnen United. And well, not that she's replaceable, but Roberts is certainly doing a great job as replacing her in that position.
Perhaps the least heralded of the front trio heading into the final, definitely in terms of goals this season and strike rates, but on the big day has taken the chances to come away. She's hit the post as well, Ian, hasn't she?
Yeah, she did towards the end of the first half.
But 3 goals for Alina Roberts. And you wonder what they're going to do here. Canberra Olympic. Backhouse. They've got runners ahead again. And this will be the first yellow cards. I think it was Vanzino who pulled her back. It's Talia Backhouse's pass that put Roberts through. And she was almost ready to do it again there before Vanzino pulled her back. Good yellow card for you, that, isn't it, Ian? Didn't get a clap or a cheer, so that's okay.
No, that is good. We had that conversation before. We're not liking cheering for cards, are we?
Backhouse helps it on. Denton managed to scoop it away. Miro slides in Marzi. Angle favours McDonough, though. And Claire Joseph can clear. Oh, it came off of Marzi, who's now offside, I think. Flag stays down.
Yeah, she came back from an offside position and then got fouled.
So either or.
So she's either offside or she's been fouled, but play on.
Alina Roberts scored in the 8th minute of the contest, Ian. And she scored in the 8th minute of the second half as well. That's consistent. One in between, just for good measure. Bobbin hasn't had her say yet. Quite often does. Legends. Scoots away. Looking for Roberts. Alves with the defensive work. It might just be the killer, that third goal.
It's certainly gone a little bit quiet to our left. And
another chance.
Another chance for Belconnen here.
Izzy Highmarsh just strolling over. Loves these moments. Maddie Whittle is getting ready to join us. She's got an enviable strike rate in the Premier League. Hasn't scored a goal yet this year. Has been off the bench most of it. Only started 2 games. 111 times she scored, though, in the Premier League. They could do with 1 or 2 this evening. In the first instance, they need to defend this. This is a lovely angle for Highmarsh as well. Like gaping goal there at the near post. That's where she's gone. And King saw it over. Some in the crowd might have thought it had dropped in.
He's always going over there. I think Janet King even touched the crossbar.
What does Frank Asia do from here for Canberra Olympic? Apart from bring on Maddie Whittle, which is obvious because we can see that.
Well, it's an obvious choice, though, isn't it? So, yeah, whilst we can see it, it's certainly the right thing to do. And the question is, what has he got to lose? You know, they go and ship another goal in, they're going to lose anyway. But if they can get Whittle on and they can get another player in that forward end and just go for it, then there's a chance they can get a goal back.
If you can squeeze one back, you never know, do you? Highmarsh to dink it.
Well, it just unsettle Belconnen, wouldn't it, for the time being?
The Hay again. Tried to find Roberts. Perich had to stretch to get there. Aspland forward for Keisha. Runs into Preston, comes away with it.
Here is that change, Russ.
Yeah, Maddie Whittle will join us. 2 cup goals she scored this year, I should mention. No league goals. And it's going to be Jane Van Zeno, who, ironically, as she comes off, is running as freely as she's done over the last 5 minutes.
I think it's a case just get off the pitch and get Maddie Whittle on as quick as she can, but I think she's in a little bit of pain there, and yeah, maybe she didn't get over that challenge
and when it gets
a few minutes ago.
I tell you what, when it gets, she needs to go and warm herself up, because when she gets cold, that's really going to hurt, isn't it?
Yeah.
Had a good season, Jane Van Zeno.
Yes, she has. She's a very, very good player. With all the creativity and movement around her, she is that real hard-working, solid midfield player that's been consistently great all year.
Weighed in with a goal earlier in the campaign as well. That wind is very bitter. We like to complain about the cold.
It's usually my personality you're calling that, never mind the weather conditions.
What, cold or bitter, or both?
Bitter. Miserable, I think, was once you called me last week.
Somebody called you a grumpy old man last week. It wasn't me. I just concurred with the...
well, as did I.
With the sentiments. Well, you weren't going to say no, were you? You were too grumpy to say that.
That's right, yeah. It didn't make me any grumpier.
I'm not sure that's possible.
No, I don't think so either.
If you've ever met Ian, you can tell how Bolton got on by how surly he is in the morning.
And that's before we've played. 9:30 p.m. this evening against Wigan Athletic.
Well, the derby.
The derby this evening. Somebody asked me yesterday whether I was going to watch Liverpool and Everton. I'm like, no.
Bolton
Wigan's on at 9:30. Yeah.
That might be the one I tune into if I get there. Depending on how long we go for Monero versus Tigers tonight. Which potentially could go all the way. Do you know what? I did leave my gloves in my other coat pocket, though, so I'm a bit disappointed in myself. Might come to pay for that later on. I have to get a cup of tea. Asplen tries to drive forwards. There's enough quality out there to cause 1 or 2 issues. Now, Lisa Carey is getting ready below us. This will be her 60th Premier League appearance.
Pearl Teen
as well. And this will be her 61st. Both these players have scored cup goals this season. Both these players have scored in the league this season. Not a bad time for a Pearl team to come on, is it?
Absolutely.
Be a bit of broken field. There's never a bad time to bring the Pearl team on.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say, there's always a good time to bring Pearl team on.
But this, the way this game is going, and the Olympic will have to come looking. She can thrive in those pockets of space. It was Pearl team's goals in that cup semi-final that stole it away from Canberra Olympic. They were 2-0 up with 5 minutes to play till Teen came off the bench and bagged herself a brace. And the winning goal that day was scored by the other substitute there coming on, Lisa Carey. Just what Canberra Olympic want to see, isn't it? To remind them of the past.
Just shows the depth that Belconnen United have got this year. They can actually finish the game as strong as they start it.
Miro wraps her foot around it. Easy for Joseph. Floodlights start to come on at McKellar. Temperature plummets a couple more notches. And it's a loose one from Jensen. Allows Roberts to send LaHaye wide. Nice angle past that. Huge amount of space for Bobbin on the far post. It's going to come back here towards Corrie. Well, that's good defending. In the first instance by Maddie Keisha to hold up Corrie's run, and then Tiana Miro to come across and collect. Whittle.
Yeah, good link-up play that from Canberra Olympic. More glimpses that they do have quality all over the pitch, no doubt.
Well, here's the changes. Pearl team on for Annika Corrie. It's not been her busiest day today, Annika Corrie, but again, she's had a wonderful season. And so has Bronte Pike, who's been replaced by Lisa Carey. Two players that would very much be in the shout for Player of the Year and Team of the Year honours at the Capital Football Awards on Tuesday, no doubt.
Absolutely. Credit for Bronte Pike getting through that. We know she came into the game with a slight injury, and they've got out of her what they can. And Annika Corrie, well, exhausted. Absolutely exhausted. And what a season she's had. 63
minutes they've managed. Annika Corrie's first season in Canberra's seen her play 18 matches, 10 goals to her name.
She's got to be in contention for Player of the Year, hasn't she?
Well, I don't know if she can be, because I'm not sure she was nominated, Tom.
Can I nominate her?
I think it has to be nominated by a coach, and you can only nominate two.
And didn't nominate her?
I'm not sure.
No. Well,
I'll be surprised.
I'm going to say that as a no.
Well, I didn't see her on the sheet, put it that way, that all the coaches got, so...
Anyway, Annika, if you do watch this back, I would have had you nominated for one of the Players of the Year.
I would have as well. We don't get a vote, though.
No, well, there you go. She can have mine. Because it's worth absolutely nothing.
It's worth so much more than that.
Are you allowed to say who they were?
Jensen. I guess so, because I don't think it matters. It's not secret knowledge, would it? Because all the coaches have got the cheat. So I think it was Kira Bobbin and Bronte Pike.
Okay.
Which, I mean, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't in this team, aren't you?
Well, absolutely. Are they all not in contention for winning
I would
it
have
this
thought
year?
they would have been, wouldn't they? There's so many of them out there that have been so good. Not least Eilish McDonough at the back as well. This young lady on the ball, Izzy Highmarsh.
She give it away then, is it? First time I've seen her do that for about 4 years.
She gave the game away for a bit when she went on holiday this year, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. Maybe that's why she wasn't in contention. Lisa Carey. The Narrow Panthers have deigned to turn up. Thought they might.
Yeah.
Not a bad trio of forwards just walked in.
No, they just come in together in Barach, Dominici and Mr. Kalfas.
Looks like it. Roy Keane would be hating this right now below us, wouldn't he?
I'm hating it right now below us.
With lots of hugs and...
What, we all hugging each other for?
Well, it's grand final day, mate.
Right.
Opposing teams hugging each other.
Oh, dear.
It didn't take much to get the grumpy old man out, did it?
No, stuff like that.
Back. File it on the list of things you don't like.
Right under me nose.
So is that to do with blankets and goalkeepers not taking their own goal kits?
I mean...
Players hugging each other?
Nah, it's not quite up there with that, because it's a small town where a lot of these players know each other and stuff. But, I mean, the huggy in the chats, how you doing, how's your week been? Just get the game done.
I would love to have played against you.
I never spoke to anyone.
So wind you
miserable.
up. Jensen sends it forward. Olympic looking for a spark, any sort of spark, midway through the second half. Bobbin turns beautifully. He's got runners ahead here. This might spell trouble. Looking for LaHaye. It's a good challenge.
Tackle.
Yeah. Really good tackle.
Again,
Cat Perich. Oh, there you go. I've been told that Eilish McDonough was nominated alongside Kira Bobbin. There you go. So it's McDonough and Bobbin who got the nods. Thanks very much. So it is public knowledge.
Well, that's okay, because you've not given the award away, so that would still be unknown.
So I could tell you that Annika Corrie hasn't won it.
But it depends who, you know.
She didn't get
She's
nominated.
not won that award. I was saying she'd win my award.
Have you got an award?
I might go and buy her a little trophy.
McDonough, good ball over the top. Here's Bobbin racing through. Is this her moment? Of course it is. Kira Bobbin has her say. She always has her say. And the golden boot brings golden times and the quadruple to Belconnen United.
What a lovely, lovely finish. Again, it's that straight ball in between the Olympic back line. Timed the run to perfection. Janet King just stood as long as she could, but Bobbins rolled that into the corner beautifully.
27 goals for Kira Bobbin. And the grand final is Belconnen's, and we've still got half a half to go. And it will be a long 22 and a half minutes for those in the dark blue. They will not give it up. But the mountain that was of Everest proportions is even bigger. And I'll tell you what, that's impossible, because there isn't a bigger mountain, is there? Or is there?
I don't think there's a bigger mountain than this one, no.
Again, the one ball through. And when Kira Bobbin is through on goal, well, there's usually only one outcome in Worthington.
And that's the thing, isn't it? It's, you know, you can thread beautiful balls through from start to finish in a game, but you've got to have that quality in the final third in front of goal to be ruthless and make sure it's finished off. And Bobbin yet again shows her quality in front of goal.
Pill team wins it back. What a pass from McDonough, though, as well, to put her in over the back. That's why she's nominated for Player of the Year, mate.
It's just recognising those areas where you can just play that ball into and defend splitting passes.
Jensen finds Keisha. Legends with a challenge. Popped forward by Backhouse. Roberts got there. That's a nice ball as well for Teen. Runs into Alves. Miro does likewise with Highmarsh, but comes away with it. And shows a bit too much of it in trying to link up with Asplund to Carey. Lehay.
Good player by Tay Asplund.
Finds Tatum Marzi, but there's McDonough. Miro. Whittle will chase. Joseph comes to collect. They are a ruthless goal-scoring machine, aren't they? 127 times this season in 21 games. I'm not good at maths, but that's a lot of goals per match.
A lot, that says to me, yeah. Lots of goals.
Teen.
And they've not been bad defensively either, which, you know, is very important.
Oh, come on, they've conceded 12 in 21 games.
It's 12 too many, but, you know.
There was a season where Belconnen United's women's team conceded 2.
And whilst 2 too many, it's that's not bad either.
Roberts, deflection, will find King. I can't remember what it was a few seasons ago. And the shell shock, I think one of them was an own goal at that end of the field where Janet King was, with roll past her own goalkeeper, and just the stunned silence that they'd actually conceded a goal. Keisha, Whittle in behind, sent it across, good looking ball. Asplund coming in, great defending. McDonough, Carey rather, stretches the leg out.
Great awareness from Lisa Carey just to recognise player coming in at the back post and just, you know, damage limitation and just avoid a goal at the far post.
Marty with this corner kick. Olympic seeking something. Tatum Marzi into the near post, hooked up in the air by Preston. And Tatum Marzi will get another go. As the shadows lengthen across McKellar Park. And we get ourselves set for The men's OPC NPL Grand Final, 7 p.m. kickoff. Panthers, Tigers, battle of the big cats. In by Marzi, near post. Pushed away by Joseph's feet, and then Marzi just lashes at that one. That's going to go out of play.
Just think, sadly, a bit of frustration creeping in for Tate and Marzi then.
These players in Canberra Olympic on their side at the moment will be quite proud players, of course, and they won't want to give this one up. But where's the mindset with what have we got here now? 20 minutes or so to go, 4-0 down. It's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's a show of it. There's still the aggression there. There's still the determination there. Not only under the guidance of Frank Keisha, but just individuals themselves. They're very proud, you know. They don't like getting beat. They've got that real good mentality.
Would you be surprised when the Player of the Match award is dished out that it doesn't go to Alina Roberts for a hat-trick in a grand final? Often it goes to goal scorers anyway, but they don't come around very often, hat-tricks in grand finals.
It's been wonderful the way she scored a hat-trick, but look at her all-round play as well. Look how she's worked the opposing defenders. Look how she's closed players down and got on the ball in deeper areas. She's been brilliant all over the pitch.
And Pearl team there sums up why Belconnen United are going to go through the season unbeaten and winning every game. At 4-0 up in a grand final, sliding in to win it. Nodded away.
Defending means a lot to them, and that's hugely important in a championship winning side.
Way back when in the first half, just before the 2 goals, you were going to suggest to me that Troy Boots suggested I wouldn't trap back and defend. But didn't have the heart to tell me so, didn't you?
Oh, I know that you wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't. No, everyone who knows me knows that I wouldn't. It's not a surprise.
No, yeah. I mean, I think Troy, with his text message, was just stating the obvious. There wasn't really too much to say about it.
You said I was getting blasted. He was just telling you the truth.
Yeah. Nobody denies it, including yourself.
No, absolutely. I still remember vividly my one and only tackle that I made in my career. Great challenge, I loved it.
Was it a centre-forward's tackle, or was it...
I ran back 50 metres and tackled someone.
No, you didn't.
I tackled someone on the edge of the penalty area with a sliding tackle, mate, left foot.
Yeah,
because I lost it in midfield trying to dribble past someone.
Yeah, recovering from your own bad touch.
1-0 up with 2 minutes to go. I thought, oh dear, I've put our team in the problems here. That's missed. And Bobbin from Backhouse's ball can advance again. Angles tight. Look for LaHaye, unselfish. Back for Backhouse. Has a go from distance, ambitious.
You are not going to beat Janet King from there. Another change coming here for Canberra Olympic.
Yeah, but just to finish that story, it was a great tackle, mate. You'd have been proud.
I'd moved on from that.
Yeah. We won 1-0. I'd scored the goal, made the tackle. I was like, my greatest game ever.
Did you get man of the match for that?
I did. I was playing central midfield, which was not really my thing.
Wow.
We're very short players.
That's a bad coaching decision.
We're very short players. Maddie Sawkins is the first change for Belconnen United. The New Zealand Youth International is going to get some time. Talia Backhouse is going to make way. Assist to her name today. She's had a cracking season. 9 starts, 2 substitute appearances since joining in June. 11 goals to her name. Quite ridiculous figures. Olivia Gurney for Canberra Olympic and Sienna Burney are both going to get a game as well. Sienna Burney for Nicole Caleb, who's worked really hard up top. And Olivia Gurney, well, we will see forthwith who she will be replacing. Well, there's this same change. Don't think Nicole Caleb had seen the numbers. Has now. Sienna Burney, 4 goals this season. Olivia Gurney is about to make way as well. He's already done 3 for 17. This is confusing, isn't it? Now it's 3 for 13. Olivia Gurney is coming on for Corinne Denton. Sienna Burney came on twice in that situation, Ian.
That's pretty remarkable.
Here's the Canberra Olympic. First chance for Gurney.
Yeah, the announcer for the subs is also confused.
Tough old one.
Yeah, he got there in the end. It wasn't his fault either. It's like the board suggested that, like you said, the same player had
replaced both.
Replaced one player.
Olivia Gurney was the one that missed out. That flick on from Roberts is going to allow Bobbin in. King's miles off her line here. And Kira Bobbin, well, it was actually a good decision in the end from Janet King. But if Bobbin had got any sort of lift on that, we were looking at the 5th goal.
It was a great flick on by Roberts, wasn't it? Who just...
She's been superb, hasn't she?
Oh, she has.
Absolutely brilliant, Alina Roberts, today. Took her goals well. Touch of fortune with the first one that was hit straight at Janet King. Squirmed past her in the 8th minute, and 30 seconds later she's through one-on-one from the ball from Pascal Lahaye to make it 2-0. 8 minutes into the second half, Alina Roberts was at it again. Talia Backhouse's assist to make it 3, and then Kira Bobbin on the end of McDonough's through ball to bring up the 4th with 22 minutes to go in the game.
It's not just the goals though, Ross. Her overall contribution's been fantastic.
She's dropped into a 10 role here as well, hasn't she? Just to help out a bit defensively. They won't want to concede, will they? Even at 4-0 up in the grand final. They have been the standout side this year, haven't they? I don't think there's any question about it. Every single match they've played, they've won. And we did have an interesting conversation with Steffi Legends and Annika Corrie this morning, Ian, talking about the possibility of where's the B League for the women? Where's the opportunity for them to test themselves against the best in the country? Against the champions of New South Wales, against the champions of Queensland, of South Australia and the rest?
It was a valid question, wasn't it, that they were making, you know, valid point in the sense that some of these girls, you know, need to be playing in big, high-intensive games each week.
Kerry Volisic
And on top of that, where's the next challenge for these girls? I'm aware that Canberra United have representatives in the ground today. I've seen 3 or 4 of them knocking about. But, you know, if they don't get in that W League team or teams, then, you know, what else is there for them?
But it seems odd that they wouldn't get the opportunity. Bobbin sees King off her line from Joseph's ball, and it will squeeze wide of the post. Almost a second for Kira Bobbin. But what we're just talking about, Ian, it just seems a bit odd that the men have got the B League now, the Australian Championship and the Australia Cup, and yet there's nothing out there for the female space, considering the success of the Matildas as well. Something similar, even if it's a final series with just the winners of all the league championships.
Here's Roberts going again.
Roberts skipping, finds Teen. Lahaye has a pop straight down the throat of King. And I understand there's the implications of quite a lot of the 80 players play for club sides, but if you could have a final series at the end of the regular season, after this one, before A-League really kicks in, could push A-League back a week or so and have a week-long comp or something like that, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
anything, really.
If you're sort of in between the National Premier League and the W League, then there's got to be something for these girls across Canberra to be aspiring to, and I'm very excited and very fortunate to be taking 20 girls over to England in January, some of which are out there today, some of which play for other clubs in the region. And, yeah, I can't wait. That group that's coming together that's goes to England on the 15th of January. The squad looks absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, looking forward to that myself. Alex Martins comes on for Isabella Highmarch. She's not seen minutes for a while, Alex Martins. And here's a change as well. Often you'd say this is one for the future, Ian. Samantha Shea, wearing the number 37. She is a really bright talent. Played 1 Premier League game off the bench this season. Say it's one for the future. She replaces another teenager who's got herself a grand final hat-trick and a warm embrace from her coaches and teammates. One prolific striker goes off and they bring on another one off the conveyor belts.
Yeah, look forward to seeing her. It wasn't Izzy Highmarsh who's come off. She's still on, by the way.
Well, that was the number that was pushed up.
Izzy's on. Izzy wears 18.
It was Pascal Lahaye, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, it was 18 on the board. Which is a good timer, anyway. Pascal Lahaye off for Alex Martins.
Is it the coach's writing that's particularly poor, or is it the the fourth official who's getting his numbers, you know.
Maybe as good as maths as I am. Whittle around the corner.
It's a free kick.
Alex Martins scored 4 goals in a cup tie earlier this year. Got ourselves 5 league goals in 11 starts. Been injured for quite some time. Came across from Belconnen United. And he's going to end the season with some more medals around her neck. The final substitution of the night will be Ella Brown for Canberra Olympic. She will come on momentarily. A reminder, we will have a break after this one. We will be back in about an hour's time after this match. Myself and Steve Forshaw for pre-game show of the men's grand final, Battle of the Big Cats. Tune in, Panthers, Tigers. Is there something for the Canberra Olympic faithful to end the season on a high? Tatum Marzi's worked particularly hard. Let's come off the wall. Whittle pops one back for Marzi, who goes for goal. Joseph strong behind it, comfortably behind it. Clearance is good as well. Now Bobbin can knock it forward here, and Shea's in support too. Back for Bobbin. He's managed to roll Jensen and get past Perich and get past another. Kira Bobbin denied by King. Sensational stop from the goalkeeper. What a run from Kira Bobbin.
It almost looked in a bit of slow motion. There was that many bodies around her, but she managed to, you know, with her trickery, get through 3 or 4 players there, and Janet King makes a good stop.
Carey will stab at the ball. Looked like she was going to walk it into the net at one stage. Tatum Marzi's season is over. Ella Brown will come on. 11 goals in 20 games for Tatum Marzi this year. And quite a few of them in the last few weeks. She's been in rare form. Not today for her, though. Not today for her team.
She played well, hasn't she? She's had a very good end to the season. Tatum Marzi.
Here they come again. Bobbin. Jensen with it. Bobbin somehow manages to win it back. Martins couldn't run onto that one. McDonough's won the header. Marsh beaten to it by Miro. Don't think there can be any complaints from Canberra Olympic, but I'm going to put a what if for you, Ian, because it might be a big one. 2-0 just before half-time. Maddie Keisha's through. Referee deems that McDonough got a toe on it. Otherwise it might have been red. Legends finds Bobbin. Defence backtracking again. Jensen did well and wins a free kick. That moment was possibly the moment that it slipped away from Olympic.
Moments change games like that, don't they? And it's a huge call for the huge call. I'm just watching what's going on.
Jensen just landed awkwardly, I think.
Yeah. Kat Perich having a chat with the referee, and Janet King just asking her to just come away a little bit. But
a cluster of fans behind the goal there. Up the young kids up on the hillside. Huddled together for warmth, perhaps. Like the Blue Devils ultras.
Yeah, and you see people across the ground from the camera angle, but it's very full on this side, and as supporters start to come in from Monero Panthers, and also come probably back in from Tigers, who saw the successful 23 side win 2-1 earlier today.
Legends wins the header. Popped on by Martins. Hammered clear by Perich. Bounce is awkward for Carey. Bernie, I haven't even touched it, I don't think, since she's come on. Has now. Whittle finds Brown. Chance for her to whip something in. It's an awkward one for Joseph, who just watches it onto the roof of the nets. But that moment, I mean, it's hard to say whether it would have changed the outcome in. But
Oh, who knows? I mean, the outcome you'll never know. but it was a moment in a game where if it's outside the box and it's a foul, it has to be a red. If it's inside the box, the rule now suggests it's a yellow, but it's an Olympic penalty, and who knows if they score it or they don't, of course. But 2-1 at half-time, or 2-0 with an extra player at half-time, it does change the aspect of a game because the score looks different. But
the referee was right there. He had his assistant there as well. Between them, they deemed that McDonough won the ball. We haven't seen the replay, so we can't overly comment as Miro slides that through. Sawkins got a touch. Bobbin got a sore ankle as Miro took it off her toe. Looks in a bit of pain there, Kira Bobbin.
I think Miro's got in to win the ball just ever so slightly late.
But you can start talking about where this Belconnen United side sits in the pantheon of great National Premier League women's teams in the national capital. They will be in there, in the discussion, having won every single match. It's quite incredible that they've managed to achieve that in a competition which Canberra Olympic have been decent this year. Canberra Croatia have been decent. Belconnen United have been good as well. West Canberra Wanderers have improved immeasurably. It's not an easy feat to go undefeated. It's very, very rare to win every game in.
It's been an incredible season for Belconnen United from start to finish. From the Charity Shield game where we saw them, they've been involved in some tight games, against Canberra Croatia that we saw. Tough games they've had to get through where they've had to defend well, that they've come through with a win. And the games where, they've won convincingly by several goals. That's happened on a few occasions as well. But every time they've had a challenge to meet, they've met it extremely well. And look all over the pitch. They've got quality players. You then look at the bench. They've got quality players. They've got the strength. They've got the depth. And they've been absolutely fabulous from start to finish.
And you look at the ones that aren't here. Alyssa de Campi, you mentioned her. Maddie Steinacker as well, who's gone overseas. And you look at the ones that came off the bench and made a difference, like Liliana Altamore, who played in the reserves this morning.
Yeah, and those younger players coming through as well from the 17s and the reserves.
Scarlett Wells scored 20 goals in the reserve team this year. Eden Rodder got 17, I think. Just never-ending conveyor belts at the Blue Devils.
And the question is, I know you're going to ask me, what's next for these players? Well, the next is about what they do at Belconnen United, of course, but there's really got to be a question on what do they do past Belconnen United. You're talking about the women's B League stuff, if that ever happens. You're talking about, can they start to get in squads or development squads for the W League? And are these players catching the attention of not only Canberra United but the other clubs around the country and further afield? Because if you're that good, and if you're that good in Canberra, and if you're that ambitious as a young footballer, you've got to be looking to see what's next. And hopefully Scott Conlon and Ilya Mastoris are happy to, I know they're happy to develop those players as well.
3 minutes of stoppage time has been signalled, of which we're just ticking into the first. Free kick goes away, the Blue Devils. They're going to win the grand final, having lost the last three. Ticked off another one in the box. More winners' medals for those youngsters out there. What does Scott Conlon do next year? How does he improve on this? It's impossible, isn't it? Win every game, win the quadruple. You can't do anything better except go through the year without conceding. It's going to be an interesting off-season for him. Sawkins wins a challenge. Penich forward.
But will he want to go and do it all again? I think, of course he will.
Penich away. And what a Frank Keisha. Will we see him around in a Canberra Olympic shirt next year?
Oh, it's the wrong time to discuss it. He's sat looking a bit dejected. Of course, nobody likes to lose in any game, and certainly in a grand final. And his team have been well beaten today, but he'll pick himself up and he'll go again. Will it be at Olympic? Will it be somewhere else? Who knows?
Yeah, it's
not for us to say.
Yeah, that's for later, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sawkins for Martins, offside against Maddie Sawkins. But for Belconnen United, it has been the perfect end to the season. A reiteration of their qualities, of the dominance that they've shown this season. 6 times now they've played Canberra Olympic and they've won them all. And that takes some doing at the best of times. Carey have released Bobbin. Looked for the first time ball for Shea. Alves to scoop it out towards Brown. Legend steps in. Here's Shea. Been told to go to the corner.
I don't know why.
She's a teenager and wants to send it into the penalty area.
Yeah, but also they're
4-0 up.
They're 4-0 up, so go and get another one. Well, no point wasting time.
Legends. I don't think Olympic are going to come back with 4 goals in the remaining minute and a half.
Nah, so go and try and get a 5th.
McDonough.
Not having that. I get the corner thing when it's 2-1 or 1-0.
And do you know what? This is from the most defensive person I've ever heard of.
I know, yeah. Well,
Brad Farmer brings it to a close. The quadruple for Belconnen United. Sealed by 4 goals. A quadruple of goals. A trio of which have been scored by Alina Roberts. Kira Bobbin got her goal. She always gets her goal. Ian Worthington, majestic display.
Outstanding display by Belconnen United and a fantastic season. Commiserations to Frank Casher and his team. Some quality players on show with real bright futures ahead of them. And some great performances throughout the season. But it's Belconnen's day again. And, yeah, congratulations to Belconnen United.
A performance of some quality to seal the OPC NPL Grand Final. Presentation to come up. Ian Worthington, thank you very much for your comments this season. It's been an absolute pleasure sat alongside you as usual. And I'm really pleased that we've had the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, loved every minute of the season with you, Russ, and for the last several years. And, yep, wishing you all the very best in your game with Steve Forshaw, which I'll be enjoying next. Tigers versus Monero Panthers.
Yeah, on in about 40 minutes or so. And 4 is the magic number as far as Belconnen are concerned. That's what they've got. 3 of them for Alina Roberts, 1 for Kira Bobbin. The quadruple sealed. It finished here in the OPC NPL Women's Grand Final. Belconnen United 4, Canberra Olympic 0.
First of all, Sam Manthafaro, CEO of Capital Football, and Angelo Constantinou, President of Capital Football. Up first are our match officials, who today were referee Bradley Farmer, Assistant Referee 1 Emily Downs, Assistant Referee 2 Sarin Tiatragul, and fourth official Cameron Wallace. Please show your appreciation for our match officials. Great job they have done today and throughout the 2025 season. On to the grand final match. Congratulations to both teams for making it this far in the competition. With the result, Belconnen United 4, Canberra Olympic 0, our grand final player of the match for the Women's National Premier League is the hat-trick hero, number 28, Alina Roberts, Belconnen United FC. Now I'd like to welcome Katrina Perrick of Canberra Olympic to say a few words, introduce her team and receive their runners-up medals. Congratulations on a very good season. Speak right into the microphone.
Firstly, well done Belco, good season. Olympic, we started pretty rough. Had two players at Canberra United, so we're down a bit. We came into the end of the season a bit on fire. Grateful to make the finals, grateful to smash in the semis. Proud of, hey Eli, proud of the effort we put in, proud of the late nights and the hard work behind the scenes. Coaches, you're fucking awesome. Manager, you're a fucking legend. Couldn't be here without you, mate. Russell, thanks for looking after us. Families. Families and the Olympic families, guys are fucking the best, yeah? Thanks for cheering us on all season. Love you guys, thanks heaps, thanks for Capital Football.
Do you want to call your team out to come get these, or...?
Let's have the team come up, the Canberra Olympic team, to get their medals. Liana Alves, Taya Asplund, Ella Brown, Sienna Burney, Madison Katia, Corinne Denton, Olivia Gurney, Taylor Hampson, Elise Jensen, Nicole Caleb, Jeanette King, Tatum Maziz, Tiana Miro, Katrina Perrick, Jane Vansino, and Madeline Whittle. Head coach Frank Cashier, assisted by Matt Cashier and Lisa Montgomery, manager. Big hand for Canberra Olympic. Now to the winners of the Women's National Premier League First Grade, I'd like to welcome Laura Preston, captain of Belconnen United. Come up, say a few words and introduce her team. Speak right into the mic.
Speak right into it? Okay. Oh.
Firstly, well done, Olympic as well. You worked really hard to be here this season as well, so congratulations on the good season. Thank you for everyone who actually made this day possible, all the officials, the canteen ladies, most of all our supporters. We really appreciate you being here and cheering us on the sidelines, so thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you to the refs as well. Really well done. I enjoyed that game. Thanks, refs. And our management team, our physios, Scott and Ilya, we wouldn't be here without you every day behind the scenes, rubbing our legs, strapping us, watermelon, our trainings. We really, really, really appreciate you, and this win is for you as well. And lastly, I don't really have any words for our team because it's really surreal. An undefeated season, honestly, congratulations. We all deserve it, and I've had a blast playing with you this year, so congratulations to us. Do you want me to say their names? Lisa. Did I forget anyone? Great. Kira. Ailish. Claire. Mati. Izzy. Pascal. Yeah. Maddie. Annie. Bronte. Steffi. Sammy. Alina. Alex. Pearl. And Talia. Thank you. Hope I remembered everyone. And me. Oh, sorry, Scott. You're up. And Ilya. How many more coaches do I do?
That looks good, girls. It looks good.
You go first. Oh, and me.
Oh, thank you, yeah.
Go.
Yeah, I always selfless. She did thank me instead of the other guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, your National Premier League Women's League winners, premiers, club champions and winners of the grand final. Also, Kira Bobbin was the Golden Boot of the year as well. Belconnen United FC.
Okay.
Ilya.
Congratulations, Belconnen United, on your victory, and both teams for a great, excellent conclusion to the season. One more game to go, the men's grand final, Tigers FC and Monero Panthers, which will start at 7 o'clock.